Live tayo guys while eating breakfast.
There was only a couple factories out there building it. We added another factory.
Let's eat
So it's going to be
breakfast
a good period of
guys.
time to build that up. The president's absolutely right. But that's our own fault. Our defense industry should have realized we were building that up, and so should the Biden administration.
Right.
You just let it go.
Secretary Rubio was on the Hill yesterday. He said the hardest hits are yet to come. That is something President Trump said, and that's actually the cover of the New York Post today. Listen to Rubio here.
I'm not going to give away the details of our tactical efforts, but the hardest hits are yet to come from the U.S. military. The next phase will be even more punishing on Iran than it is right now. Someone was screaming, how long will it take? I don't know how long it'll take. We have objectives. We will do this as long as it takes to achieve those objectives, and we will achieve those objectives. The world will be a safer place when we're done with this operation.
To the extent that you can, without giving away anything, would you characterize the hardest
Let's
hits
eat
are yet to
breakfast
come?
guys.
Well, I think they've got they've got a
Hash
target
brown
list.
ito.
Any good military operation does, and they're systematically going down that target list, both on personnel,
L3, thank you so
equipment,
much
and bases
L3.
as well. And they're just knocking each one of them out. I think they're way ahead of schedule. What they've done has been really amazing. When you think about what they've done with Iran, Iran, people don't realize how hard that is. It's twice the size of Texas.
Thank you so much
The
L3.
only other American state that's larger than Iran is Alaska. So this has been a very comprehensive effort. It's been very difficult to do, meaning.
All right, we may have a lot to do right there in the mid-sentence. Thank you, General Kellogg. We appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
We'll get you more as that develops. There's a lot of happening things today.
Hate when that happens, right? Our apologies, folks at home. 9:30 now in New York, and this afternoon, you're going to have both chambers of Congress set to get a briefing on Operation
Playing now
Fury.
L3.
That was after the Gang of 8 had their briefing yesterday afternoon. So everybody gets it today. Lawmakers split on the president's authority to launch strikes. Democrat Senator John Fetterman might be the only Democrat who's in full support. He's here live. We'll talk to him. Also, you got new information about the shooter who opened fire at a crowd in Texas on Sunday. Why the FBI says it's a potential act of domestic terrorism.
Everybody better be on heightened alert. I mean, this is, what happens across the country, we all need to be aware of, and certainly as major cities, you look at best practices and you look at the way you keep people safe.
Go ahead. Crank the volume. We got you. USPS has increased daily package processing capacity by 46% in the past 5 years. With USPS Ground Advantage, your package can stay in our secure network, dock to door, nationwide. For full visibility, near real-time tracking, affordable pricing, for peace of mind. USPS Ground Advantage.
Some wireless companies say that they stand for something. What exactly do they stand for? Why won't they say it out loud? Let me tell you what Patriot Mobile stands for. They stand for the lives of the unborn. They stand for the Second Amendment and the right to protect yourself and your family. They stand for our veterans and first responders who sacrifice so much for our freedom. Make the switch to Patriot Mobile today and support a company that doesn't just say they stand for something, but one that stands for the things that matter the most.
With that sign,
Maring kababayan Mick Vlog.
possibility in your business. With signs and graphics, you can save anything.
Hi,
Transforming
sir.
your space begins at our place. Fast signs. Make your statement.
Iran is profit from a massive attack. There are rockets and drones that are hitting our schools, our homes, our synagogues. I'm Yael Epstein of the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews.
Thank you so much sis. Maring kababayan Mix Vlog.
Now to help bring emergency food, shelter, and life-saving supplies.
The International Fellowship of Christians and Jews has emergency teams across the front line of Israel's war for survival. Call now to give your gift to $45 and help provide food, shelter, and life-saving supplies. It's your prayers and gifts that give hope and comfort to Israel and the Jewish people.
The fellowship is a Bible-believing ministry, and we desperately need tens of thousands of faithful believers to answer this call for help now.
Call, scan, or go online now to stand with Israel.
Salamat sis.
Flooding with wonder before Noah's Ark. The one that carried the whole world inside. The venture when wild things roam. You took your first sleep with it. It was more than you could have ever
Please,
imagined.
sis, maaaring kababayan mix
Once
vlog.
it was just a story to you. Now you see it's real. Art encounter. Memories
May
built
ad
for a
siya, sis.
lifetime.
Do you owe money to the IRS? Listen to how Optima Tax Relief helped these people put their tax debt to rest.
I got into a financial pickle with my back taxes.
I owe the IRS $66,000.
It's a horrible feeling. You know, at some point in time, I knew the IRS was going to be coming looking for me.
I was paralyzed with fear.
Optima got me settled with the IRS.
The team at Optima Tax Relief settled my IRS tax bill.
It was every bit of a new lease on life for me to be able to get that burden off my shoulders.
They really cleared the path for me to have a fresh start, and I will be forever grateful.
And I'm still amazed. Tell the story, people do not believe it, and I have paperwork to prove it.
For your free consultation, call 800-516-4259. That's 800-516-4259.
Don't kill you at all.
Hey, Dr. Murray,
Hey, Beth,
what's wrong with this?
let's check it out. It's still kibble, which means they're ultra processed. And Dr. Marty, we freeze-dried premium meats, fruit, and vegetables. And it's available in the local pet store.
How did I get here? A grandma with vision loss from wet AMD, riding across the desert. It started when Beybs opened up my world. I was worried I was losing sight of the world around me, but my doctor recommended Beybs. Beybs is different. It's the only treatment thought to block 2 causes of wet AMD. I was so excited when my granddaughter asked me to ride across the desert with her, knowing that Beybs improves vision and delivers a chance for up to 4 months between treatments.
Beybs is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection, active eye swelling, or are allergic to it. Beybs could cause eye infection, retinal detachment, temporary increase in eye pressure, and uncommon risk of heart attack or stroke, or severe swelling of blood vessels in the eye. Report changes to vision or eye pain to your doctor or retina specialist right away.
Now I've got my sights set on the road ahead. Open up your world with Beybs.
The number 1 prescribed FDA-approved treatment for wet AMD. Ask your retina specialist about Beybs.
And a Fox News alert, you are looking now at Beirut. There is smoke billowing up from several different locations there. Developments this hour from the Middle East, the Israelis just struck.
Thank you so much, guys.
Iranian Supreme Council, where officials were gathering to choose a new supreme leader. To Fox as well, Saudi Arabia is very close to allowing its air force to strike targets in Iran after facing unprecedented missile and drone attacks from Iran. We are told the next 24 hours is going to be intense, and all of us here at Fox News will be here to take you through it.
So meanwhile, from overseas to Washington, President Trump's about to meet and welcome the German Chancellor Merz to the White House, marking his first meeting with European leaders since the attacks on Iran began early Saturday morning, late Friday night. Hudson Institute senior fellow Rebecca Heinrichs here. Rebecca, welcome back. I want to get your top-line observation just on what we're able to report right now about the assembly of experts being targeted in the city of Qom, well south of Tehran, and reports about Saudi Arabia and Qatar joining this war.
Sure, the United States has given the Iranian leaders really 2 choices. You come towards the United States, basically you defect, and you work with the United States or some other mediator to come up with a government that's not the Islamic Republic of Iran, a new iteration of the regime, or you're going to be killed. And these people tried to reassemble to try to pick another supreme leader. That was not one of the options we provided. And so they should expect that every time they try to gather, they are fully being monitored and watched. We and the Israelis know where they are, and they're going to be eliminated. The last point I'll say that these other countries, Qatar, the Saudis, again, they are considering now or are already participating to a certain degree on the side of the United States against Iran. I think Iran has miscalculated, Bill, in thinking that it was going to have the support from other predominantly Muslim nations in the Gulf. That's been a serious strategic miscalculation.
Okay, so on that miscalculation, on the isolation of Iran, it will likely just get more intense for Tehran. When you figure that Russia hasn't been there, China hasn't been there, and all these Gulf states are going to direct their fire on Iran. What is the effect of that? What's the impact of that over time?
I think that it speeds up our ability to break their political will. That's what we want to do. We need to convince any kind of regime, apparatus, or individual, group, faction, that they're not going to be able to reinstate something like an Islamic Republic of Iran. It's going to be something that's going to have to comply with or work with the United States in some fashion. So the sooner we can convince them that they're going to either be martyrs or they're going to work with us, the better. And so I think this international isolation furthers that goal, Bill.
Okay, here.
Artie Blog Dan, thank you so much.
This was with the Sun, where he blasted his UK counterpart following in a hammer blow to the Prime Minister. The president, he praised on France and Germany, blasting Sir Keir Starmer directly. The president saying he has not been helpful. That was directed to the UK leader. Meanwhile, the German chancellor is going to show up in about 2 hours. Here is Chancellor Merz from Sunday.
Now isn't the moment to lecture our partners and allies. Despite all doubts, we share many of their objectives, even if we ourselves aren't capable of actually achieving them.
What is the European perspective now when you figure France and the UK and Germany have shown support in the past 48 hours?
Well, I think that Chancellor Merz has really risen to the occasion. If you look at what the European leaders think, he is the one that stands out who gets it. One of the things he said I thought was so remarkable is he said that international law was never made to defend the Iranian regime. International law is to protect and defend and create lines for the Western civilization, for essentially some kind of civilized way to conduct business in the world. And Iran has been violating the Non-Proliferation Treaty. Iran has been violating UN Security Council resolutions, funding and supporting and supplying terrorists throughout the region. And so the United States is, in fact, handling and enforcing international law. We were never going to get a UN Security Council resolution from the Chinese and the Russians. And so I think that Merz is exactly right, so it's great to see him. It's too bad that Starmer did not permit the United States to use Diego Garcia for these strikes. But I think the special relationship is stronger than that, Bill. I'm hopeful that these other European leaders are going to follow the example of Merz.
So what I'm reading in the Wall Street Journal is that they changed that decision in the last 48 hours. Diego Garcia can be used. Quickly here, what if Iran lies low? What is your analysis on that possibility?
Well, they might try to retreat. I don't know where they're going to go, though. It seems like we've got the nation pretty well wired with the Israelis, and so I don't think that there's many places for them to go. I think that they have been trying to use a lot of their munitions all at once in these big salvos. They're going to run out. China has been one of the suppliers of their air defenses. We've destroyed essentially most of those. So China has lost a big importer of oil with the Iranians, and the Iranians have lost a partner with weapons supplies. So I think, Bill, Iran is cornered. There's not much place that it can go.
Okay, Rebecca, it's good to have you on as always. Thanks. Come back soon, and we'll get more analysis then. Rebecca Heinrichs, thank you.
And Bill, on Capitol Hill, both chambers of Congress are set to receive briefings on Iran today, and Senator John Cornyn here on the pushback the strikes are getting from some Democrats. Well, most Democrats.
Thank you.
You want to watch?
For 2 weeks, we're all on the same team. Comcast NBC Universal is proud to bring the Olympics home to America.
My mom is the most caring, helpful person. But when she got diabetes, it was hard for her to put her out first. With Dexcom G7, she learned how to control her diabetes, so she can be her amazing self.
This March at Renewal by Anderson. Replace your windows, your patio doors, or your entry doors, and we're going to give you an amazing opportunity. You ready? Pay nothing. And I mean zero such nada for 18 months. Just to be clear, that's a year and a half. I'm talking about no money down, no monthly payments, and no interest until September of 2027. Get your windows and doors now and take advantage of our pay it down the line financing. And you know, over 60% of our customers choose to finance. It just makes sense. But hold on, why choose Renewal by Anderson in the first place? Because choosing Renewal by Anderson to replace your windows and doors makes your home worth more. Don't believe us? 3 out of 4 realtors surveyed agree. Anderson products increase the home's value by at least 10%. Yeah, you win. Go take a victory lap around your house right now. And when you're ready to sell your home, it's possible that your new windows and doors could help pay for themselves by increasing the value of your home. Replace your windows, patio doors, or your front entry door, and there's no money down, no payments, and no interest until September of 2027. Get now and pay down the line. And here at Renewal by
You're
Anderson,
welcome.
your local design consultants, measure technicians, certified master installers, and customer service team are all going to give you the best home improvement experience you've ever had. Let us show you colors, styles, and inspiration for your home. Get started by meeting with one of our design consultants by March 31st. Don't wait. Call 1-800-704-4200. That's 1-800-704-4200.
You fill this place with life, but life keeps growing. Saying goodbye should be the hardest part. With Open Door, get an all-cash offer for your home in 24 hours. Move into your future with Open Door.
Tonight on Anger Mango, what the Iranian regime sympathizers are getting wrong about Trump's strike. That's tonight on the Angle. I heard what you said. Look, don't go through hard times. I'm going to give you a gift. You have a phone on you? Give this a try.
Oh my gosh! I just got so much in one round! Oh wait, is this some, like, tokens or something?
No. This is real cash. This is a legal and official real cash game. Download this and get real cash that you can use to pay your bills, buy groceries, get gas, and even go out to eat. And if you're lucky, you can win up to $300. No ads, no top-ups, and unlimited withdrawals. Download and start making money today.
Where do I download this game?
Click the link below to download. The next jackpot could be yours.
Filet mignon.
God, if only they knew. Just between us, these are actually Omaha Steak's new top sirloin fillets. They're so tender, you'd swear they're filet mignon. Aged 35 days, they're the only top sirloin certified tender by the USDA. Everyone's gonna be so happy, especially our wallet. She's thrilled.
And you'll be too. With 4 free Butcher's Pet Top Sirloin Fillets, or order at omahasteaks.com/topbits.
Times may be tough, but these tender dudes aren't. You're welcome.
And welcome back. Let's get you a market check right now because, Bill, the Dow is down around 1,000 right now. And, of course, companies amidst the Iran conflict, but is there another explanation that you know of?
Well, oil prices are surging again today, so you got the price of crude. It's up, what? They have $12 to $15 a barrel in the last 24 to 36 hours. The Dow's down 2%. The S&P, the broader market's down about, not quite 2%. The NASDAQ hit 2%. It's coming back a little bit, also down about 2% in trading right now. So this is the financial impact when investors are not sure about what's around the corner. So stand by and we'll watch that. I mean, yesterday we were down at the open and we finished almost across the board. So all right, long day ahead there. In the meantime, at 13 minutes before the hour, let me get to this right now. Sad update of the story we were talking about yesterday. There is a third person who has now died in that mass shooting in Austin, Texas over the weekend. The FBI investigating as a potential act of terrorism. Live in Dallas, Brooke Taylor has the fallout for us today. Hello, Brooke.
Hi, Bill. Yeah, the FBI and local police say they are conducting interviews. They're going through physical evidence and looking through all the video they have to try and see if this was an act of terrorism. So officials, though, say it's too early to say whether the shooting was a motive that now left 3 people dead and 13 others injured. Police say the suspect started shooting at people outside a popular college bar near the University of Texas hours after Iran's supreme leader was killed. The shooter, who was holding a rifle right here and wearing a hoodie with "Property of Allah" written across the front, and a t-shirt with an Iranian flag underneath was killed by officers just under a minute later. Police identify him as Njaga Junya, a 53-year-old naturalized U.S. citizen who was born in Senegal and had been living near Austin.
We are pouring through thousands of hours of video. We have massive amounts of both digital and physical evidence. And this is a around-the-clock, 24-hour investigation at this point.
And the victims have been identified as 19-year-old Ryder Harrington, 21-year-old Savitha Shawn, who was a student at the University of Texas, and 30-year-old Jorge Pedersen. Officials say that the shooter was not on their radar prior to this mass shooting.
Okay, thank you. Brooke Taylor, they're live in Dallas, Texas. Brooke, thank you for that. Dana's got one.
Yes, I want to bring in Texas Senator John Cornyn. He sits on the Judiciary and Foreign Relations Committee. But this, of course, happened in your home state. Concerns about either investigation of this particular person with the lone wolf, do we know any more? And what else can Texas do to protect from others from copycats?
Well, I talked to Cash Patel, and he told me that they are continuing to investigate. Austin Police Department are, as you heard, interviewing.
Been in Cebu, guy. Hello,
Like,
how are
I have to
you?
tell you, just the things
Thank
like
you
the
for
sweatshirt he
coming.
was wearing and the T-shirt underneath with the Iranian flag on it sure seems to point to a radicalized individual. Unfortunately, during 4 years of the Biden administration, we saw a tsunami of people coming into the country, and unfortunately, many of them were unvetted and, of course, now radicalized. And this is a sad but familiar story.
A terrible story indeed. On the Iran attack, I want to play for you something from Nancy Pelosi, because you've been in Congress for a long time. You've seen this go back and forth between presidents in terms of the applicability and legality of the war.
Dami mong manok din.
Obama didn't need authorization to launch it.
Madam Leader, you're saying that the president did not need authorization initially and still does not need any authorization from Congress on Libya?
Thank you all very much.
Senator, Democrats have a different tune today, and I understand there might be a war powers resolution that they put on the floor of the Senate.
Well, we'll be having an important debate on that, but, you know, it's amazing to me how Trump derangement syndrome causes Democrats to choose the wrong side almost on every occasion. We saw that at the State of the Union, and now they're choosing the side of the #1 state sponsor of international terrorism that was happy to enrich uranium and potentially build a nuclear weapon that had ballistic missiles that are capable of destroying Israel and starting a war in the Middle East. I applaud President Trump for his courage.
We need to stop na our live, guys. Thank you so much, guys, sa mga viewer and subscriber. Bye, guys.
Operated in magnificent fashion, as we saw with taking out the nuclear weapons program earlier.